Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I am Dr. Tim Lightfoot, Director of the Sidney and J.L. Huffines Institute for Sports Medicine and Human Performance here at Texas A&M University. And today I'm pleased to announce the speaker lineup for the 2012 Huffines Discussion. The Huffines Discussion was established in 2011 as a way of connecting the public with new and cutting-edge big ideas in sports medicine. The staff at the Huffines Institute has been working for almost 9 months to put together the speaking lineup, and without a doubt, the speakers that we're going to announce today have big ideas and deliver passionate and high-energy talks that are informative and entertaining. I look forward to seeing you all on March 23rd from 1 to 4 p.m. in the Rudder Theater here on Texas A&M campus for the Huffines Discussion. Now, without further ado, let me announce our speakers for the 2012 Huffines Discussion, and then I'll take questions. Every year in the Huffines Discussion, we try to bring in a rising star in the field, and our rising star this year is Dr. Noah Dean from Texas Lutheran University. Dr. Dean, Aggie Class 2010, has already developed an incredible reputation as an entertaining speaker while challenging his audience. In particular, Dr. Dean continues to take on the quacks in our field and provides convincing demonstrations that, more than anything, show that many of the currently advertised sports gimmicks that you see on television are just mere con games that are just out to get your money. Dr. Dean's talk is entitled, "Avoiding Gimmicks in Health and Fitness, Refusing to Return to the Dark Ages." We're also quite pleased to have one of our most acclaimed experts on bone health in the world join us. Dr. Wendy Court from the University of Colorado is joining us to talk about gut strength, building stronger bones through exercise. Many of us don't realize that bone health is important for every age group and not just older individuals. If you've heard Dr. Court's previous public talks about bone health, and one is even available on the Huffines Institute website, you know that Dr. Court is informative and entertaining. It will be a great talk. We all want to know how to better our performance in life and in competition. Dr. Jacques Dallaire from Performance Prime in Charlotte, North Carolina, will join us with his insights on how athletes, musicians, physicians, and all people can better their performance in competition and in everyday life. Dr. Dallaire was the manager of science and medicine programs at Sports Canada and was the primary coordinator of the science and medicine support initiatives aimed at more than 70 Canadian national sport governing bodies. As such, Dr. Dallaire has a full understanding of how to perform at the highest levels of competition. He is a noted speaker and much in demand in both athletic and corporate settings, and will be speaking on Performing Like a Champion, What is Holding You Back? We're glad Dr. Dallaire is able to make room in his schedule to visit Texas A&M. In scientific circles, having your research featured on the cover of such prestigious journals like Nature or the Journal of the American Medical Association is often a once-in-a-lifetime event. Our next speaker has had his research on the cover of the journal Nature multiple times in the past 10 years and brings a passionate and engaging speaking style to the podium. Thus, we're excited to have Dr. Dennis Bramble from the University of Utah talking about Can Grandma Run? An evolutionary perspective on human exercise, aging, and endurance performance. It'll be interesting to see if indeed Grandma can run. One of the most energetic and insightful speakers on the nutrition and exercise scene right now in the United States is Dr. Stella Volpe from Drexel University. Dr. Volpe has agreed to be on our speaker panel and will be talking about avoiding the muffin top, obesity prevention through lifestyle changes. Given that most of us are looking for ways to control our weight on a daily basis, Dr. Volpe's talk promises to be impactful. Oftentimes, scientists look to the animal world to help us explain biological mysteries that we can't necessarily look at in human studies because of the dangers to human subjects. Our next speaker from the Aggie Class of 1988 is Dr. Michael Davis, DVM, who is currently on the faculty at Oklahoma State University. Dr. Davis is a dynamic speaker and will share with us his extraordinary research with sled dogs in a talk titled The Art and Science of Fatigue, Proof. If you want to hear about the extremes that scientists will go to answer questions, you have to hear Dr. Davis's talk. I promise you, you'll never look at dogs and running humans the same way again. We always try to include a representative of the mass media in the Huffines Discussion. Reporters and writers in the mass media often have an incredibly holistic view of what is going on in the world. Our next speaker is no exception. The large majority of all the sports medicine, sports doping, and investigative articles that have been in Sports Illustrated over the last 5 years have been written by this speaker. He's broken major stories on Lance Armstrong, Ryan Braun in Major League Baseball, and the dangers of concussions. Thus, we're pleased to announce that Mr. David Epstein, writer for Sports Illustrated, will be joining us and talking about the current atmosphere in major sports regarding sports medicine treatment for concussions, the efforts to detect performance-enhancing drugs in sport, and the role of reporters in bringing science to the public. Finally, because the contracts are not yet signed, we will be announcing the Huffines Discussion signature speaker within the next 2 weeks. We encourage everyone to keep checking our website at huffinesinstitute.org for the announcement of our final speaker in this year's panel. While the speakers I've announced are strong, passionate, and entertaining speakers that by themselves fill auditoriums all around the country, you will want to see our signature speaker. So keep checking our website for that announcement coming soon. Thank you again for coming out today. We at the Huffines Institute are truly excited about this speaker lineup, and we are looking forward to seeing you all on March 23rd at 1 to 4 p.m. in Rudder Theater here on the A&M campus. There is more information on our website, including parking details. And if you're familiar with Texas A&M, you know that parking details are very important. I'd like to thank our sponsoring organizations, of course, the Huffines Institute and the Huffines family, the Omar Smith family, the Eagle, the Department of Health and Kinesiology here at Texas A&M, and the College of Education and Human Development, also here at Texas A&M. We do have time for a few questions. I'll repeat the questions for our video audience since our in-studio audience does not have microphones. First question.
Are these talks only for scientists?
The question was, are these talks only for scientists? And the answer to that is an emphatic no. As a matter of fact, we are very careful to select speakers that can deliver talks that are applicable to a wide range of audiences. We talk to our speakers quite often about the level of their talk because we want to make sure that this is accessible to all audiences and that everyone gets something out of it.
Is there a cost to come to the discussion? Do I have to buy tickets or make reservations?
Great question. The question was, is there a cost to come to the Huffines Discussion? And the answer to that is no. This is a service of the Huffines Institute here at Texas A&M, an effort on our part to connect the public with sports medicine and the big ideas in sports medicine. There are no tickets and you don't have to make a reservation, but I would suggest that you get here early because we are anticipating a large audience. The doors do not open until 12:30 p.m. that day, so be here at 12:30, and we will start right on time at 1 o'clock.
Can you tell us who the signature speaker will be?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you who the signature speaker will be at this time. Just please be aware that this is going to be a great speaker. Hopefully, again, we'll be able to announce that in the next week or so.
What if someone wants to see the discussion but lives out of town?
The question was, what if someone wants to see the discussion but lives out of town? Well, I would remind everyone that we do have an airport here in College Station, and we are within 3 hours of most metropolitan areas here within the Texas area, so you can certainly drive here. However, if you can't be here, we will be videotaping and releasing the talks every 2 weeks starting in June. And so you can actually, right now you can go to the Huffines website and look at the discussion speakers from last year if you want to get a flavor of what these speakers are going to be like. So are there any other questions? I want to thank you all for coming today, and again, we look forward to seeing you on March 23rd.